Yo, what's poppin' squad? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be focusing on getting organized. That is something I struggle with every single time I play Minecraft. I am so bad at staying organized and having a clean inventory. So I'm going to show you guys the easiest way to expand your inventory, basically have like a backpack system, but also try to keep it as organized as possible using shulker boxes and a ender chest right here. So if you guys didn't know, in the last episode we went and got a bunch of shulker shells. We also got a bunch of loot and a bunch of other things. That is the video that I showed you how to basically go end busting and all that jazz. But the reason we got these shulker boxes is for this video today, because we're going to craft up a ton of shulker boxes with this wood that I just went ahead and mined down, and we're going to craft a bunch of shulker boxes that is going to eventually be dyed and named towards certain things, and then we can basically have a pretty decent sized storage system within our inventory as long as we have a ender chest on us. So I'm going to slowly keep building up our ender chests and, you know, just make sure we have a ton of them. And later on in the series, when we start building some bases and, you know, different farms and whatnot, I'm going to make sure that I have an ender chest basically everywhere all over the world, and then that way we have access to our backpack basically anywhere. And then also make sure that we have a slot dedicated always to our ender chest that never moves. And I've even seen people have a texture pack that make sure that, you know, this one right here, this block is colored differently, and that's to represent whatever you want to stay there. So I'm not going to go that far, but I am going to dedicate that spot right in the top right to our ender chest. I do have one down here though, and if I click on it, you guys can see right now it's full of loot and stuff. So we need to actually clear this out. Let's take this shulker box for to put in here, and then let me get everything all cleared out, get our shulker boxes made up. We then need to get some dyes and start naming them, but I'm going to show you guys how I do that. So now I've cleared out our ender chest. It is completely empty. The next step we need to do is start using up these shulker shells. So let's go ahead, make a bunch of wood here. We need to craft up a ton of chests. We already had 3, I believe, so let's go ahead and get a few of these. I believe that's well over enough, and then let's go ahead and convert these into shulker boxes. We need to throw something out of our inventory in order to get that last one, and we'll just throw that on the ground for now. Let's go ahead and maybe throw some of this other stuff inside of here. We need that shulker box. We actually had a shulker shell in here. We could have used that if we got one more. That's all right, that one's full, and this one's actually empty, so let me clear up another space. Or actually we have room. Let's get that one. So to count 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 20-ish. I don't know if I missed one, but I am going to keep this one for that stuff. So we have 20, and in this slot we have, I believe, 9 times 3, which is 27. So then we'll have a little bit of room for other stuff other than shulker boxes. We now need to go ahead and grab a bunch of different colors and dyes, and I'm going to try and get certain colors that are going to represent certain things. So like for stone or redstone, obviously redstone is going to be red, and regular stone will be gray. And then the various other things, I guess wood could be brown, or grass and living things could be green. Our diamond box, and, you know, that we place a little bit of iron and gold and emeralds, could be, you know, like light blue to represent diamonds, or even gold or something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and grab up a bunch of different dyes. I need to craft them up. We can get some very fast ones super easy just by getting some flowers and converting them into dyes, just like that. But I do need to actually kind of like place these down and kind of get it all situated. So let me go ahead and grab a nice piece of land right here. We are going to do that. Throw one of these down, just keep throwing them down, and then inside of them I'm going to put their represented color. So the first one's just going to be yellow, and then I need to figure out exactly how we're going to get this organized. So I'm going to do that super fast and then bring you guys back and we'll talk about it. So we are currently in the middle of adding all of the dyes inside of all of the shulker boxes. We need to right now though go ahead and smelt up some cactus. Do I have any coal in here? Somewhere right there. Let's go ahead and take that, and this is going to give us some green dye. And then in my inventory we have some bone meal that we can convert into white dye, and I only need one of them, I believe. And then that's going to give us lime green dye, so we need one of these, and that's going to let us make lime green, right? Oh wait, that's bone meal. That's the wrong one. You need to use white dye. So we have 2 lime green now. Inside here we have some green dye, and then I need to actually set up a cactus farm eventually down the road. What can I just toss in? Let's go ahead and just toss that out and let it despawn. We can also make some blue dye because I don't think I've done that yet. That's why I grabbed the lapis. And let's place one of these in there, and all of these might be filled up. So green dye, and then that one's filled up, and then blue dye. So basically what I've been doing is just converting flowers and such into various things. So if we place that in there, that obviously gives us blue dye. Let me go ahead and place that back down. Yellow flowers are obviously going to give us some yellow dye, super easy to get. And we actually luckily have a flower biome like right there, if you guys can see the flowers, and that makes it super easy to get a bunch of dyes. The one thing I didn't have was cactus, so that gave us some green dye, which is super nice. Why did I fly down there? Let me go ahead and craft up all of these into shulker boxes that are colored. So I just basically have to take the color out, convert it in our crafting right here, put the I guess I can show you super quick. Let's go ahead and break that. I need to grab the dye. Maybe I shouldn't have done that, but it was good to see them like that. So let's go ahead and do that. So now we have a yellow shulker box, and that can represent whatever we want it to. We have a light gray one, so let me go ahead and do that one. Place that in here, and this can be like a stone one. Obviously, stone kind of matches that color, so when we place a ton of stone in there, we can actually take it out, place down our ender chest, which is actually up here, and then rename it to stone box or something like that, place it in our ender chest, and then we can actually technically hold like thousands of blocks or materials or food, whatever you want, inside of our ender chest. So now we have all of our shulker boxes corresponding to their associated color. I believe I have most of them. I'm sure there's a few that I might have missed, but I can go back and check that later. We now need to kind of start thinking about what we are going to rename these to associate them with what's going to be inside. So basically, I want to do the obvious ones first because they make the most sense. So gray is going to be stone. White could be, like white, I don't know. It could be a lot of things, but light blue, or I guess green. Green is a good example. Green is obviously very like earthy, so maybe grass or like leaf blocks, stuff like that we need to place in there. We might have two different ones, maybe one for grass, one for leaves, because grass blocks or dirt blocks could take up a lot. Same thing with the brown. Brown could be, regular dirt blocks, or it could be wood. So there's a lot of different things we could do with that. But I think I'm going to keep it with wood, and then have the red obviously be like redstone, because redstone, it makes sense. And, we could have sticky pistons, every redstone thing we might need to have it in there. And then we'll always basically have it on us as long as we have an ender chest. We also need one for food. And in my last Let's Play, I'm pretty sure I had orange for food. So I kind of associate orange with our bread and steak and whatnot, so we'll maybe stick with that. I'm gonna go ahead and try and rename all these to what I think they are going to be. I'm gonna rename the easy ones first, and then also I just kind of thought about it, we need to dye one black. So let me actually go through off camera really quick, make sure we have all of the different colors. We might need to duplicate some, just like the browns and the greens or something, just to make it easier, and then we can just base it off of what they're named is what's inside. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that super fast, and then I'll bring you guys back and show you guys how I did everything. We need to grab an ink sac to get the black dye, so let's go ahead and kill one of these. We should get decent amounts. We got 2 from them. We can convert that into black dye and then put that shulker box in there, and then now it's black. That's basically just how you dye it. Super simple, super easy. You just need the corresponding color. And if you guys want to make, like, let's say light blue, what you do is you take blue dye, which you can get from lapis and or flowers like this, and then you take white dye, which you get from bones and bone meal. You put bone meal in your crafting, and you'll actually get white dye, and then you're going to place both of those in at the same time, and it'll get you 2 of the lighter versions. So that's how you get light blue from blue. So you just basically put blue and white together. It makes pretty logical sense. So that's how you do that. Let's go ahead and now maybe throw that in there. We need to go to an anvil, and we need to start naming these guys. So this light one we are going to rename. This is going to take quite some time. Let's go ahead and name it stone box. I'm gonna put them in all caps just because it looks good. So stone box, like that. We'll put like redstone box or something for this. So let's go ahead and completely rename it redstone box, like that. And I'm basically going to do that for all of these, and then I'll show you guys the names that I gave them after I'm done. Alrighty, so after naming a bunch of boxes and having to craft up a brand new anvil to get the last few, the anvil that I had previously broke on me, inside our ender chest we have a bunch of named shulker boxes. So let me go ahead and run through them. Like I said, I don't know why last season I associated orange with food, so that's what I went with this time. I feel like that might be a very frequent box that I opened, so I put it at the very beginning. Food box in orange, rocket box in pink. The logic behind that is rockets are red and white. As you guys see, red and white makes pink. So our rocket box is going to be pink. We have a red redstone box, obviously, where we're going to put all of our redstone stuff. And next to that is our treasure box. We're going to keep our, a few, maybe not all of them, just in case we lose it. We're going to put some of our diamonds, emeralds, iron, gold, all that other stuff inside of our treasure box because I associate blue with diamonds, so that's why I'm going to do that. We have an essentials box. Anything I might need, maybe like a bed or, maybe a crafting table or a furnace. Stuff that I might frequently need that's kind of essential to the game. We put in magenta, or I think that is magenta, because it's just flashy. It seems essential. It seems, important. Next to that is a beacon box. I have plans of getting another, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 beacons just to have around down the future. We're going to put a bunch of iron and then some beacons in there. Next to that, we have our nether box, which is going to be a purple box. Obviously, look, the nether portal is purple. It kind of makes sense that way. So a nether box, we're going to put materials to build another nether portal, or maybe like a few in there just in case. Some things that we might need in the nether to help us out or get around or whatnot. Next to that, we have a mining box that's going to contain maybe like an extra few of these guys right here, efficiency 5, silk touch, or something that I might need when I'm down mining for some diamonds. We're going to put that in the mining box. Next to that, we have our stone box in light gray because it's like the same color as stone, and we're just going to fill it with some stone that we might need, or down the road if we're using stone for a certain build, we can fill it up with a bunch of stone. Down here, all right, I'm getting out of breath saying all this, we have a crop box, and the reason I put it in lime green is because I looked around and I saw these guys right here, the sugarcane in lime green, and as well as the melons, and I was like, well, that just makes sense. So we're gonna put our crops that we might need in there. We'll put seeds or sugar cane, that type of stuff in there. Next to that, we have an earth box. I don't know why I called it that, but grass and dirt we'll put in there. Maybe like some other, this stuff, grass, actual grass block type things. This grass block, and then, some dirt or whatnot, all that stuff in there. Next to that, we have a tree box, which is going to contain all of our saplings, our, different actual tree stuff, tree saplings, different, leaves and stuff. Next to that, in there too, we'll also put maybe some wood or something, or I might actually craft up another brown one for actual wood, and then tree stuff will be like saplings and leaves and stuff. Next to that, we have a brewing box in yellow, just because I felt like that was, a good color. The brewing station is kind of yellowish. So brewing box, we'll put our nether wart, we'll put our different things that we need for brewing in there. Did you die box? Got this idea from Grian, and it's basically if you died, and when you die, you kind of lose a lot of your stuff, especially if you're far away. And if you are far away, it's hard to get to because you don't have elytra. And if you're thousands of blocks away over at the Guardian farm or something, it's a mess. It's an absolute mess. So we're going to actually put our extra pair of elytra in there. We're going to get it all, mending and unbreaking on that. We'll put a few extra rockets, some food, and some, tools and whatnot to get us on our feet and get back to where we were. Hopefully so we can go grab our old stuff, but if not, then it'll give us some stuff to get us back in the game as quick as possible. The blue box, I didn't know what to put yet. I'm going to think about that one, but next to that, we have storage box 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and I just kind of came up with this idea because I ran out of colors. Might as well just have just various storage boxes. If we're working on our giant base that we're about to build somewhere down the road, then we're going to need some storage boxes to put whatever materials we're needing, and they might not necessarily fit in any of these, so I'm just going to put a few just regular storage boxes inside of our ender chest, and that will give us all that stuff to work with, all that space, as well as our inventory. But as long as we keep an ender chest on us, we are going to have access to this giant backpack. And while I was thinking about this, I was like, what if you could put a shulker box inside of a shulker box and then put it inside of a shulker box? You would have basically unlimited storage, But knowing me, I would like just keep putting a shulker box in a shulker box so far that it just wouldn't be, you couldn't get to it. But if you guys didn't know, you can't actually do that. So, you know, they kind of nerf shulker boxes a little bit. It only gives you a little bit of more storage, which is nice. But yeah, you can't really do that stuff. It's not super modded, and you don't have access to all that stuff. So it is a good way to give you extra storage, but, you know, make it vanilla as possible. So I super like this. I need to, you know, just start filling it in. Start putting stuff in here. Start filling up our food box, our redstone box, our, you know, rocket box, all that stuff. Definitely need to do the did you die box because I feel like I'm going to die eventually, and I'm going to forget to do this and then be like, why did I even have this if I didn't even set it up? So I'm going to go ahead and do all this stuff off camera. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode and gave you a good little idea as to start how to get organized in Minecraft. You know, I used to get a lot of comments about, oh my gosh, your inventory is so messy, you know, clear out your inventory, you know, get organized, all this stuff. And I haven't really got those anytime recent, but I'll be honest, I know that. I know I'm not very organized with Minecraft, and I tend to do this a lot. If let me go ahead and switch out of this really quick. This is one thing that I do a lot. I'll fill up my inventory with stuff down below. Let me know down in the comments if you guys do this too. I'll fill my inventory so much with the stuff down below that what I need, I will just grab and replace, use it, and then I'll grab something else, and like I don't have them ready to go, and it makes the game, you know, take so much longer. But it's just something I deal with, and, you know, it's whatever. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you guys did, leave a like on it. Hit that subscribe button. I'm uploading every single day of 2020. So I'll see you in the next one tomorrow. Peace.